Hello Cancer, my name is Jason. This is your mid-March reading for 2019. So general reading, so it could be about love, career, any questions at the forefront of your mind, any projects that you have on. You'll know in the first few minutes if this is resonating for you. If it is, or even if it isn't, please check out my readings for your moon and rising sign also, particularly your rising sign. I'm finding they quite often resonate much more strongly than others. But for now, Cancer, you go into the second half of March with the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles talks about perhaps waiting for the fruits of your labour. You're waiting for this payoff. Okay, so are you expecting a payout or some money to come in for some work that you've done, or you're ready to take your crafts or your product to the market somehow? That's what it looks like there. So it looks like you've done a fair bit of work, you've swept up all this stuff or grown this crop, you've put in the groundwork, and now you're waiting for the payoff. It looks like you've been patient. We'll see where this takes us. Okay, in your challenge position, you have the Justice card. Okay, so again, you're waiting for the payoff. I'm thinking this could be a payout now. The Justice card shows up generally when the decision's about to be made, let's say, and you're going to get what you deserve. Now, sometimes it can work for you, sometimes it can work against you, but the challenge will be to accept this decision and then work out what you're going to do with it. Now, the Justice card is generally a card of fairness and balance, okay? Because it's in your challenge position, again, it's about what are you going to do with this payout maybe? What's the best way to use it? There are some other legal issues, so if it's not associated with this Seven of Pentacles, I'm feeling that there's some other story in the background, some other legal, some overlap. So you've got one story to do with money on one side, and then there's another one which is sort of related but not 100%. It's sort of an overlap. Legality. So you're finishing one story, and there's another one coming before you finish that one somehow. But it's looking okay. It's everything seems to be rolling along. But you're just being asked to be patient here. Okay, in your hopes and fears position, you have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is about saying it straight like it is. It's about clarity, and it's about being able to make those decisions with a sense of empowerment. Okay, so perhaps you haven't really been feeling totally empowered at the moment because of this decision here that you're waiting on, or this payout that you're waiting on. And so it looks here like in your hopes and fears, oh, come on, just give me this empowerment, okay? Give me this ability to make decisions. The king, of course, is a powerful person, and he wields that sword, and you're dying to start wielding that sword how you see fit, okay? You don't want to be held back by events or situations. You want that truth to allow you to start carving out your future. In your best attitude position, okay, you have the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords is basically a card which tells us that the worst is behind us now, okay? So you'll see in the background there, the sun is coming up, right? So the best attitude for you to take is to realize that the worst is behind you now, the sun is coming up, and looks like happy days ahead, Cancer. Yeah. We'll see when we clarify a bit more closely what that might mean. In your outcome position, you have the Five of Pentacles. So I'm getting the feeling that once this payout comes, once this decision is made, then you are going to be on your own. So you're no longer working for this large institution of this church. You're going to be out living on your own wits. Okay, you might be a little bit injured at the moment, so perhaps you have got like a sore knee or something like that, but you're no longer held hostage by this institution or these institutions, whether it's marriage or whether it's a job that you've had or the legal system, which is finally sorting itself out. But the positive side of this is that you have this freedom. You are no longer bound. So yes, you are left out in the cold. Good, because that gives you a certain sense of liberation, Cancer. Fantastic. Be a ragged, smiling adventurer, I'm seeing here. The sun is coming up now. No more swords left to go in. The worst is over. So this is feeling really good. Now, let's have a look and find out what is this Seven of Pentacles here? Why is the Seven of Pentacles here? What are you waiting for, Cancer? What is this thing? Oh, that's popped out. Here we go. Three of Pentacles. Okay, so the Three of Pentacles does talk about teamwork, and because it's in here, it does talk about teamwork, but also talks about, other people being involved in the decisions. So whatever this payout is here, are you maybe concerned that other people are going to take a cut of whatever it is? So you might, perhaps if it's like a contract, there's more than one person involved in this, so the whole thing might be worth, I don't know, $20,000, but you'll have to share that out amongst others somehow. You also might need to get some advice on how the plans are going to go, what to do with this money or this payout, the fruits of your labour, if you like, the best way to invest. So I'm seeing that some of you might be considering a financial advisor, even if it's just about tax somehow. I'm feeling that the tax man tax that. Okay, so that'll explain that. So you're thinking perhaps about how to minimise tax, minimise overheads, minimise having to pay out other people somehow. Don't know what that's about. That's what's coming. It's about as specific I'm feeling for that one. But this Justice card in your challenge position. So we talked about some overlap. So before one thing's finished, another thing is continuing, and it's sort of related to this but different. And I get the feeling that you're trying to wrap something up. You're trying to get it over and done with, and paperwork and systems you've got to follow, and boxes you've got to tick. Let's have a look. Why is the Justice card here? Why is the Justice card here for Cancer? And you have Tower moment. Yes, okay, so you want you really want this to happen. Okay, I'm feeling that this Tower moment, which is clarifying you have been patient and you want it to happen. So this challenge is to deal with this justice situation, which is finally going to bring this collapse of whatever it is which wasn't working for you, and this freedom that you're going to have, this opening up. And so remember I said you've got, well, if we have a look here, if we did it this way, okay, you've got your Justice card, the Tower comes, and then you're going to be left out in the cold. Okay, but it's a liberating experience for you. It might not seem like it. In the beginning, you might be feeling a bit anxious about, oh no, how am I going to survive with, now that I don't have that support? But you're quite okay. I think you'll be fine with it because, again, you've got this sense of liberation. You might be struggling for a while, and I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but it looks like it's going to be worth it for you. Okay, and if you take that mindset, the mindset that the worst is already over and the sun is coming up. Okay, let's have a look. Your fear. What is the King of Swords here for? What is the King of Swords here for Cancer? So you're a bit worried that someone perhaps isn't showing compassion. You're a bit worried that you're not going to be considered. Your feelings aren't going to be considered, maybe. Let's have a look. Why is the King of Swords here in the hopes and fears position? Okay, you're going to have this clarity. Oh, yes, and out comes Judgment. All right, so this is the Karma card, okay. I'm really feeling, again, it's a card of rebirth, of new things starting. So straight after the Tower, you have rebirth. Beautiful. Really nice, Cancer. Okay, so you thought something was dead and buried, and now you've got a lot on, Cancer. I'm thinking that you've been working on something and it's starting to show fruit now. So you thought it was dead and buried, but now it's really starting to pick up a life of its own somehow, and you're really hoping that this works for you. You're hoping for a rebirth, a regeneration of you, really coming back to who you are after a long period of being bound and caught by other people and other systems which are foreign to you, or you've outgrown them now, and you've got this new sense of who you are, and you want to embrace that, and you're prepared to let everything around you fall which is not serving you. And it's taken you a while to get here. You've wanted it for a while, and then there's just been some legal stuff or whatever. But look, you're waiting for the payoff here. You're waiting for the payoff, and I'm really feeling like it's coming. And it might even just be coming in this new sense of ownership that you have for yourself and your future. Yes, you're going to be left out in the cold, but who cares? You can do it now because you're feeling so good and strong about yourself. Whatever you've been through in the past maybe 12 months has made you so strong, and it was hard, especially way back at the beginning of this period. You were in a pretty dark place, I'm feeling, and now you've come out, and before you were worried about this, now you're embracing it, and you're saying, bring it on. And as an entrepreneur, that's the kind of spirit that's going to really serve you. If you're going into business for yourself here, or just going out into the universe and letting it take you where it takes you, Cancer, you're going to really just thrive. You'll just be living on your wits and making something of yourself, and it doesn't matter what's happening to you, you're going to be feeling proud of yourself. And I don't think you're ever going to go back. You're just going to have this message that you've reached a new level. I'm feeling that your karma's clear now. Okay, so the slab's wiped clean for you, Cancer. All right, now, why is the Ten of Swords here? Please clarify the best attitude. Please clarify the best attitude for Cancer for mid-March. Another Ten of Swords. Definitely get over the past, okay? Look at this. Yes, these swords going in, but there's no more. It's the end of a cycle. So embrace the end of this cycle, Cancer, and the sky is the limit. It really is. And set your bar really high. So if you were looking at a certain income or a certain style or a certain kind of partner, I'm getting the feeling here that this is where you can raise the bar and say anything but the best is not for me. Okay. and if it's not the best, you can make it the best. Okay, what's the Five of Pentacles here? What's the Five of Pentacles here? It's like you are loving being on your own. It's almost like a new mindset you've got. Well, yeah, I don't care about what other people think anymore. And what a great feeling to have when you really get to that mindset. It's very liberating. So, Five of Pentacles, clarified by the Nine of Swords. Okay, I don't know why that's come up. Nine of Swords generally talks about overthinking, over worrying, and I think really this is only going to be a natural thing because you are finally out in the cold by yourself and you've got this Nine of Swords energy. You're probably going to be thinking, oh, have I done the right thing? Did I burn any bridges? I don't think it's not feeling like a negative card for me. It's feeling just like a natural process. It's almost like a grieving that you've had a certain lifestyle for many, many months or years, and a certain mindset for many months or years, and now you are out there, you're just worrying. And I know, Cancer, that you're quite a worrier, but I think in the grand scheme, this is only going for a couple of weeks, remember, this energy. I think in the grand scheme, you're going to be loving whatever this is. Please clarify the Nine of Swords. I don't want to finish on the Nine of Swords. Let's see, why isn't it here? There? She's just popped out. She just jumped out. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Status, stability, sensitivity. She's got all her ducks in a row. Okay, she knows what she's doing, and she's very well respected. She's got the happy home. Everything's in order. So that's where that's heading for you. So feel quite stable. Feel confident that after you get through this little rough patch of finally breaking and cutting the cord for whatever it was holding you back, then you've got this payout coming. So you've got this coming, Cancer, and that's going to make you feel a lot better. It's going to give you this sense of status. Okay, you might be just worrying a little bit about, again, having to share this money with someone, or the tax person or an ex-partner might be trying to rake something from you, something like that. But look, that's what I've got for you, Cancer. Hopefully it's made sense for you. It really is quite an optimistic reading if you take the view that you really are, there are no more swords to go in. Okay, it's the end of a cycle and then there's a new start coming for you. It wouldn't surprise me if the Fool card popped up next, but we won't go there. Okay, thank you, Cancer, for watching. Please like and subscribe and let me know of how this has resonated for you, and I'll hopefully talk to you in a couple of weeks.